Hey, what is up guys, it is Silversun here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my review on the Dragon Ball Super episode 66. Alright, so this episode starts off where the last one left off, with Goku struggling to push back Zamasu's key, ball wave, whatever you'd call it. And so pretty much Goku actually gets the upper hand, and he shoots his Kamehameha through the blast and onto Zamasu, and all while that's happening, everybody's pretty much huddled up in this shelter where Bulma and Mai were working on the Mafupa jar, I'm assuming. And that scene with the Kamehameha and whatnot was really well animated, in my opinion. I feel like this whole episode was really well animated, honestly. But pretty much Goku breaks through his energy ball, and the result of it was pretty much Zamasu's skin, or at least half of his skin, turning into this weird purple sludge type stuff. And so pretty much Goku and him clash a little bit until Zamasu actually grabs Goku's leg, because he can't really use his arms at this point because he pretty much put all he had into that Kamehameha. So pretty much he squeezes his leg a little bit until Goku actually goes Kaioken once more and pretty much kicks him off. And so pretty much after that, Zamasu, says Goku's name, and then pretty much he powers up. Well, I probably wouldn't exactly call it a power up, more like a small transformation. His arm pretty much turns purple, so like basically one half of his body's unimmortal and the other half is immortal. So pretty much it's kind of like a struggle between that, pretty much. And so basically Goku comes up with the idea that the both of them should fuse in order to match his power at this point. And while Vegeta was pretty much declining, saying no, I'll never fuse with you again, pretty much things came to worse, and so they had to pretty much do it in order to ensure a victory. So they grabbed the Batara earrings and Senzu beans, and they finally transformed into Vegeta, who pretty much almost instantly goes Super Saiyan Blue. And so pretty much Zamasu shoots off a ki blast at him, telling him that just because he transformed doesn't mean he'll be able to rival the power of a god. And so basically he blows back the blast that Zamasu threw, and pretty much he's saying, alright, let's finish this. Also, one more little thing I'd like to add in here. Apparently from this episode, they pretty much stated that the Batara fusion only lasts for 1 hour, and I don't know how I feel about that. In all honesty, like at the moment, I just feel like it's kind of stupid, because like back in the day, we always used to think, oh, the Batara fusion can last forever and whatnot, while the Metamaries or the fusion dance pretty much lasted for like 30 minutes or 15 minutes, depending on how powerful they were when they fused. But I don't know, I always felt like that was the difference between the two fusions. Obviously, one can last forever and it multiplies their power, while the other one just kind of combines their powers and only lasts for 30 minutes. I thought that was kind of unique about the two different transformations, but now it just feels like it doesn't really matter in terms of, the duration of their fusion. It's only like a 30-minute or 45-minute difference pretty much, and their powers a little bit stronger and whatnot. I don't know, I don't know, it just kind of sucks, honestly. I feel like they should have just kept it how it was, like maybe one of the gods could have unfused them. Maybe they could have just used the Super Dragon. Well, they probably wouldn't have been able to use the Super Dragon Balls. They need to talk about that too. Are the Super Dragon Balls destroyed entirely now because of what Black and Zamasu did, or I should probably just say Zamasu did to them and whatnot? Or maybe the Omni King could split them. I mean, I don't think they should have just added that in there. It just kind of makes it seem kind of more sucky, the Batara fusion. But I mean, it is what it is. Anyways, Vegeta and Zamasu are going at it, and pretty much Vegeto's kind of getting the upper hand on him for the majority of the fight, all while pretty much Trunks is still hanging out with Zamasu. Not Zamasu. Well, he does jump in later, but pretty much he's hanging out with Gowasu and the Supreme Kai. And so pretty much Mai and Bulma come by. Pretty much they fix the time machine, and they give Trunks back his sword, and when he gets it, he turns it into this lightsaber sword, because it was broken off, but he repaired it in that way. He used his energy to do it. And so pretty much while Vegeta and Zamasu were fighting. Pretty much Vegeta was actually about to land the final blow, and he actually landed a final Kamehameha on him, which I thought was pretty cool, to see. But pretty much he was about to deliver that final blow until all of a sudden he just defused, and pretty much Zamasu knocked them both down. He was about to finish them off until Trunks came by with his sword. Now this next part I'm about to talk about might sound a little crazy, and that's because it pretty much is. Basically, Trunks comes in and he pretty much starts fighting Zamasu, and he's not really having a difficult time or anything like that. He's just kind of like holding him off at that point. And so pretty much Trunks actually begins to power up through everyone pretty much lending him energy, and because of this he actually creates a spirit bomb of all things of some sort, and pretty much he absorbs it into his sword, which evidently makes it longer. And so pretty much he goes in and he slashes Zamasu through the gut and pretty much just starts slicing upward until pretty much he cuts him in half, and then that's where the episode ends pretty much. And then judging from the next episode preview, it feels like this arc is about to end, which kind of sucks because I really did enjoy this arc. I thought it was pretty fun. What they did with the story and whatnot. It was really, well, I wouldn't call it complex too much, but like, for a Dragon Ball Z, or at least a Dragon Ball Super, saga, I feel like it was one of the best so far. But, yeah, as far as this episode goes, I thought it was kind of cool. I mean, I don't know. I felt like the whole Vegito thing was kind of hyped up a little too much compared to what we got in this episode. And it was just for one episode, too. Not even the full episode. It was just for, like, half or so, like a little bit of the episode, like the middle part. And then, obviously in the end, this happened and whatnot. Which I don't hate it or anything like that. It's just, I don't know. It just feels kind of odd for Trunks to just come in at the last second and then just save the day with all this, like, energy seemingly out of nowhere. Like, it just seems almost unbelievable, and I felt like maybe Vegito could have like finished him off. I don't know. Like, at the end of the day, I do want Trunks to get his W, because this was his problem in the beginning and whatnot, from the beginning of this arc and whatnot. But I don't know, it just seems very like, what, I shouldn't call it unrealistic, but it just feels like out of place for Trunks to just get all this power out of nowhere near the end, like with the new transformation he got all of a sudden, and then this happening and whatnot. I don't know, it just feels like they're just pulling stuff out of thin air, kind of. I mean, it's cool, it's epic, but it just doesn't have much logic behind it. Hopefully they explain it in some way, shape, or form later, but for now it just feels kind of stupid in my opinion how he got all this power, just to defeat this one villain at the last possible second. But either way, I thought this episode was good. I thought this saga was good. Still have one more episode to go, so that should be pretty exciting to see the final conclusion of this arc. But tell me what you guys thought so far. Did you like this episode? Did you hate this episode? Did you think that some stuff should have went on for longer or shorter or whatever? And yeah, that's pretty much it for me, guys. And until the next one, Silver Sun is out.